Hi all, welcome back to Normandy, the beginning and the end, using the Alone in the Storm. So, expansion, playing the first scenario, patrolling the front. This is my part 6. Right, I haven't had the chance the last couple of days to get it done. In fact, the last 3 days, I think. Um, Work just got in the way a bit. It does happen from time to time. Um, but I've got a bit of time tonight, so yeah, probably a bit. Well, actually, I might have some time tomorrow night as well. Next couple of night, and then you know what? I'll just do what I can. Right, before we start this part, I'm going to rewind a little here. I was just going to leave things moved as they are, but I totally forgot about the possibility of these units reacting. Okay, it's the first time that we're moving into these things, but it's quite clear that they don't need to be marked with a reaction marker to have the chance of possibly reacting to movement as well. Sorry if it's a wee bit noisier. It's getting a bit warmer nowadays, even in Scotland. So I've got the window open. So we're right on the main street here, so it can get a bit noisy. But I've done that before, and it's I don't find that a big issue anyway. But yeah, but I don't think I should have made some of them. I was going to just move them back and see how they would react, but I think I need to rewind a little and be a bit more careful. I don't think I should chuck my units all in there. First of all, I think I should take the recon mission to try and identify this, because we can't even, moving adjacent to that, we can't even fire at it until it becomes identified. So I think it's a bit silly, bearing in mind that this has got a strength of, 21, wasn't it? I mean, they react, because there's no reacting marker on them, they react at half their power, half their firepower, but 21 still half is 10, so I'm pretty sure they're going to take that shot on. So let me rewind these back. Now I'm going to still have carried out our attack here. But we need the captain out of there. We need that guy out of there. He was finished. He made the attack. So I'm going to leave that as is, because he didn't actually move. So there would be no reaction to that. I'm going to move these back and find out exactly where I'm putting these. I've got the video footage. So I'm going to put all these back, and then we're going to finish off the movement of Foxtrot Company properly this time to check on the possibility of reaction. And like I say, I might do things differently, but I don't mean it's not there's any new information. I'm not like sort of cheating my way out of this. It's just that I've completely forgot about what's going to happen here. He is going to react. I want to know if I'm going to move there. I kind of want to have some idea of what I'm going to be up against, and if I do move there, I might want to identify this first, I think. So let me put these back, and then we'll get these sorted. Yeah, I think that's how it was like. I'm just looking across the video there. Yeah, we've got that guy marked finished after the attack. Yeah, it was the last 7 minutes of the video where obviously we have activated F Company, done that attack, and this is in command. They're all in command, and then I can't remember exactly what it is we did to move. I think this came down to here, didn't it? Now, one of the things that got pointed out to me by Mike, and it got me looking into these things, and even asking a question on BGG today when I was on my way home from work, because I was a little unsure if we attacked with us, and I said this guy couldn't join in, right? Because, well, for two reasons. One is he's not got line of sight himself on that hex, because this building's in the way. And the other one, if this was a clear hex, for instance, the other reason that I don't think he could do it is because he'd be firing through one of a friendly unit, and they can't do that. It says they can't do that. And I started thinking, well, maybe if they're a fire group, that's allowed. Maybe that would be okay as a fire group to fire through, because you're all joining together, you're all coordinating your fire and whatever. But I still wasn't sure, and it still there's nothing in the rules to sort of say. And I did get a reply from Roberto, who said, yeah, both cases. One was, this can't fire because it's, for instance, if it was in here, it couldn't become a fire group because there's no line of sight. He's not got line of sight there, even though he's not firing through his units there, because there's a building there and a building there. So he's no line of sight. So he can't become part of the fire group. I was kind of comfortable with that, but I suppose you then say, well, what's the difference between that and having just the unit in the way, I suppose maybe. But anyway, he says no. He said no, and I think, yeah, it's how it seems to be that this can't become a fire group, even if this was a clear open hex, because it'd be firing through its units. So you've got to strategically place them. Another thing, I think Mike, who's always sends me messages on BGG, watches along some of my stuff. I thought you got it worked out how to do it on how to comment on YouTube, Mike. Maybe you didn't. I'm sure you had. I thought you had said that. I don't mind though. You can send me messages. It's fine. He had commented, I think, once I put the machine gun there. Well, hang on. I put something here. So we've got these two units here, and then I put the machine gun in there, saying that it had line of sight. It could fire on that. Well, again, I suppose that's not the case, because although there's line of sight from there to there, because this is a building, this is not, although there's line of sight from there to there, if I've got a unit in there and a unit in there, then he would be surely firing through units. I think anyway. Well, he's firing down the spine there. Yeah, you've got to kind of, surely that's got to be that you can't fire, if I've got a unit there and a unit there, that I can't fire from that hex into there, because I'm firing through my unit, surely. Surely you don't get away with that down the spine. There's certainly nothing in the rules that suggests that as well. So, but I just wanted to ask a question, just to see. So right. We're going to go back and we're going to move. So we've got one platoon there, and there's one platoon. Well, we've got one platoon and then machine gun. I'm calling this a machine gun platoon. I was reading a bit more of the rules the day, and yeah, see, it talks about a machine gun squad having different types of fire, but that's only got one type of fire, isn't it? The what is it? Is it AF or AP or something? Anti-personnel, it's AP fire. It's only got the one, so it must be meaning something else. I was talking about the fact that these can sometimes use AT fire, but there's nothing on the counter anyway. So I'm assuming it's a different. I was calling it a machine gun. I'll see if I can maybe find that bit in the rules. And another thing I want to look at, because the other reason that got me thinking about this possible fire group thing is because there's a bit in the rules that to me looks like they are firing through friendly units, and that's also what got me thinking. So anyway, we've got that machine gun, that platoon, and this platoon and the officer to move still, and then that'll finish off Foxtrot Company. Right, before I start moving that about, just 2 or 3 comments to discuss. Give me a sec. It's first one from USA Patriot. I'm not quite sure the name. USA Patriot. He might have gave a name before. I think he's commented a couple of times. He said, regarding the rush resistance chart, and I was talking about the fact that that's light green and white green, but I mean it only talks about the only references are white, which is there. It even shows you there. White is the rush, and orange is resistance. Well, you've got these ones in green, and he makes, it's a common sense kind of thought that he says regarding the rush resist chart, the light green lines are probably just there to make the reading the white results easier by column and row. My guess anyway. Anyway, glad to see you playing this game. And yeah, I'm pretty sure he's right with that, isn't he? It's just to make it easier to kind of read that. I don't know. Part of me feels that if it was all white there, I think I would be okay with that. But I think he's right. I think that's why it's broken up, to make it easier to read. Anyway, that was that. Right. What else? There was a couple other things. Yeah. Yeah, John Brown, who's followed quite a few of my videos before in the past, he says, I am again in the have done research but do not own the game territory. He's done this before, well, at least once to one of my playthroughs. I'm assuming he's got a bit of an interest in the game, but he's not actually owned the game, but he's followed along and obviously read the rules and whatever, and he's made some useful comments in the past, and continues to do so here. So that said, I think I can help some. So he says, yep, double time was modified in later rules revisions due to balance reasons. Okay, so we've found that one out. At the 22-minute mark, he talks about later versions of the terrain effects chart list bocage movement as +1. He also links me, well, he lists a thread on BGG that has the link to the updated rules and charts. I found that today, John, so thanks for that. And it gives you the most up-to-date terrain effects chart. Now, I don't know if I didn't look at the files on BGG, because they might actually be on the BGG files, but then he didn't mention that, so maybe they're not. And it does have on the terrain effects, like he says, when we were talking about bocage, just showing a 1 here. Well, it's been updated to show a +1, which makes it a bit clearer. You know, it makes you understand that you're adding 1 to cross that bocage, rather than it being 1 straight up. So yeah, and there's also, it's also got the charts about the combat results, and there's something in there about machine guns which I talked before. So I will get around to getting them printed out. I'll maybe not bother with the terrain one if it's just, I can just put a wee plus on the bocage, but so that was that. So good, and then, and then the next one, and this is just Grant having a bad day, I think. I don't know what I was, but I mean, thanks for bringing this up though, John, because it's quite clear, and I've just had a bit of a dumb moment, which I've been known to have. So when we were following this flowchart, I went from here to here to here, may perform safe assault, and I said no. So then I come down here to this select a target, but I seen this other red line coming away from that, and I'm thinking, right, why is it going here and along here to here? And then do I not eventually, I ignore the selected target because I make that wrong, and then decide that it can't go here. What does that take us to? Like, there's no target, so offensive mode rush, that's a yes. May perform attack, no. That just cycles right round. So then I went to that no, place reaction marker, and I thought that doesn't make sense. So, and then at first I decide, right, I must have to come on here and go to this one, and then I'm a bit confused by that. I eventually realise later on, which John also comments on, but he does say that I get it in the end, that I can select the target, because the target is not any kind of unit, it's just the hex that the order wants to be targeting, which was is a movement order anyway, isn't it? So, but anyway, this bit in here, as he rightly pointed out, this goes from here to here. It doesn't go along here. This is where the arrow is, Grant, and like John clearly points out, you don't swim against the arrows. I like that. So don't swim against the arrows, Grant. That goes from there to there, right? That's, if you're saying no, that's so it goes from there to there. It doesn't take a wee sidestep on there, because there's no arrow here. There's no arrow, because this is the arrow from this box coming this way to no. So if we were up here, and this was yes. See that there's one there that's a little strange as well, though, isn't there? That's the arrow there. And then that one comes down without an arrow. So, yeah, I'm not going to go there. Let's not get confused. Let's say I was there and I got a no. I come there. Move to another hex with block line of sight, or where it can't receive an attack with the MFF. Again, yes, that's going up the way, Grant. That's what it is. That's clear. Clear again. I almost blundered there again. So I'm saying, why is there 2 there and the arrow is there and there's no arrow there? Follow the arrows. So that if this becomes a no, move to another hex with block line of sight, or where it can't receive an attack with MFF. If that's a yes, it'll go up to there. If it's a no, it'll come along here and select target. So yeah, like you said, and I'm even doing it there again. Follow the arrows. Don't just, it needs to end with an arrow. It needs to then have something. And is there safe movement? Yes. If there's safe movement, move to that hex. This yes comes from here though, Grant. This is rush greater than 4. Yes, it goes into that, move to that hex. So yeah, it was a bit daft. It's maybe set out a little strange. I'm maybe not quite used to the way it's set out, and it's thrown, because that little bit even there with the 2 yeses sort of threw me a little bit as well. But again, I see it now. So good. So thanks for that, John. Hopefully you keep following along and keep helping me out with these daft things. Right, and there was one other comment. Tell me about the captain. It is captain. Oh, where was that? That was the Let's Play History guy, I think. Was it not? I can't seem to see that. Oh, there it is, yes. HPT is short for Hauptmann. Whether it's pronounced that or not. Hauptmann. He's got captain in brackets. So it's the German for captain. Hauptmann. That's... yeah, whether it's, like I say, pronounced that way or not, I don't know for sure. Okay. That's it. Not an awful lot. But we've not really done an awful lot. That's and I did pick up on the fact. Well, there was 2 things I picked up on. What was the other one? One was that I realised that you should have reacted at the end of the move. The other one was... oh, you know what the other one was? The terrain. I was talking about 0.5... see that terrain chart. I'm going to have to put it somewhere else. I put it right in a bit where I can't slide it off the table, which is what I need to do. Yeah, the 0.5 stuff is the rough terrain. It's the rough marsh and the fields. And every one of them, because what was the bit I was talking about? I can't remember. It was one of the questions on the thing, wasn't it? Because if it goes through 3 of them, line of sight's blocked. If it goes through 1 or 2 of them, there's a +1 to the die roll if you're attacking. But yeah, I just couldn't get in my head what the 0.5 level terrain was. And it's in that. It shows you in the rulebook. It shows you it's... I'm sure we could find that quickly. Yeah, there we go. There's the... it's in purple a bit, so whether it changed a bit. There's fields are level 0.5. Yeah. Whether maybe that was a bit that was changed or not, I don't know. It's in purple. But so is there's the marsh one there. It's in purple as well. And... what was the other one again? Rough, isn't it? Yeah, rough's up there as well. It's at the top. It's at the top of that page. That's in purple as well. So there must be something slightly changed with that. Right. Let me see if I can find these couple of things that I spotted in the rulebook. Yeah, here was a bit that I talked about the machine gun. This is in the attack section, page 25 of the solo rules. And it talks about this example here. It says, for example, a machine gun. Now, I can assume, I'm assuming that this is not what this is. I mean, I thought this was a machine gun. I mean, I suppose it's a machine gun platoon. So, I dare say there must be a counter in there that's going to explain it to me. But the example says, for example, a machine gun located 2 hexes away from another combat platoon from the same company. It's how to decide what fire it's going to use, this. Should look for a target of an AT attack that reaches MFF, AFV with armor 0. If there isn't one available, search for a target with an AP attack. So, but you can see this has only got AP fire. It's the yellow box. So that's all that can do. Let me have a quick glance at some counters and see what we must be talking about. Just the fact it calls that a machine gun, I would have thought that's what that was that I just had out. Right, so I've not been able to find an actual machine gun, but there's a, whatever that is, some kind of panzery, tanky thing or something. Right, and that's got that's got 3 different numbers there. The yellow is the AP fire, the white is the AT, which is anti-tank stuff, isn't it? And that's what it talks about there. It talks about the machine gun wanting to prefer to do an AT attack, but the machine guns that I showed you, they don't have that white firepower box on them. So I don't know if I'm missing something, but I mean, I had a glance there for things, but I mean, it seems to be mainly just tanks that have that. So I thought I'd put that in there in case I'm having another dumb moment again. So if anybody can explain what that means there, an NG, and is it not that machine gun that I just showed us? Right, let's see if I can find this line of sight issue. Right, it's kind of difficult to show this because this is in this big, huge example that's well worth reading. This is on page 14 of the Soul Rules, and it's all about an AI activation and assigning their orders, and it starts here, and then there's a lot to read through with this. Basically, I might have to point out bits. They activate platoon A, right? And their officers there, they're all in command. It then checks the orders for them, and it starts the orders assignment for the German A company by rolling a die, right? And then it checks, it's got a die roll and whatever. I'm not going to go heavily into that because there's a lot to. So infantry platoons in hex 806, both platoons receive the same orders. I mean, they're in the same bit, and that's then in this hex here. So you've got the officer and 2 infantry platoons, right? They both receive the same orders, and it comes down to, once you look at the die rolls, attack/react, right? Oh, now this was another important one that I noticed, and I was confused about, but that's cleared that up. Attack/react, but it says, according to the table's notes, any force with a high activity level and its first activation attacks, so the order will be attack. So it's attack/react, it will do the attack because it had a high level on it. So select a target. Well, it's French B company located in hex 904. So it's that company there. So they're going to attack this. You can see there's a clear line of sight. Both hexes are open. They're firing through that. Down the spine into there. They can attack that. No problems, right? So they place an attack order marker on there and the attack target on there. So they've done that. And then it goes on to check in the next platoon, the platoon in hex 706. So there's a platoon, and then there's this flak unit in here. See, I wonder if it's because it's that. I think it will be, yeah. Does it fire differently? Because it's got white and orange fire, isn't it? So it's got AT and artillery fire, isn't it? But anyway, well, let me carry on. So they look at this platoon first, and it says all previous considerations for the last point apply here as well. So the orders will also be attack, but they follow the flow diagram because is it possible to make an effective attack against a non-moving target? Well, see, he's saying no there because he's 1 hex back, 1, 2, 3. His firepower would be halved. This is the reason I'm thinking, but the actual reason could be that he can't fire through his units. He can't fire through that. It doesn't explain it that there. But I think both reasons, it just says no. Is it possible to make an effective attack against a non-moving target? No. So then it decides to look into it, follows the flow chart, and it decides that it's going to do, it's not going to have an attack order. It's going to change it to a defensive movement order, and where it wants to move to is into that hex there, so that next turn it can then effectively attack it. So then it moves on to the flak, which is in that hex as well. It says all previous considerations apply as well, so order will be attack, and then they select a target, and it's the French B company. So this flak unit attacks here as well, and it's 1 hex behind us. It's right behind us. So how is it getting to attack there? It's firing with artillery though, so do they need a line of sight for that? Is that indirect fire maybe? It doesn't really explain that either, but it maybe is that, isn't it? Oh, you know what? I'm starting to look into this because these are rules that we've not included in the game. That's into section 2, heavy weapons and transports. But it does talk there about artillery, onboard artillery. It says the anti-tank platoons, although they have RFF, they lack the ability of parabolic fire, so they can only perform arc direct fire on hexes in its line of sight. Yeah, I'm starting to think that this unit can maybe just fight. It doesn't need to have a clear line of sight. It doesn't really explain it there, but then that's not what it's trying to tell us there, really. Yeah, okay, well, I'll just have to stick by what I've been told, that this wouldn't, this platoon couldn't fire through friendly units, so it can't become part of a fire group, so. But I guess it was that bit that got me wondering. But it could be, like I say, artillery might be different. Right, let's get back to the game. Right, so, well, I think what I should do first is try and identify this. So we're going to use this platoon to do a recon mission on that. Now, remember, we don't need line of sight for that. And my assumption, I've come to assume that it needs to be within 5 hex range, because that's what his movement is. You can see it's only 3 hexes away. We wouldn't actually have line of sight because this building would be in the way, but that's my understanding of that, is that you don't need line of sight. I'm sure it words it in a way that I'll find the bit again. Recon mission. It does tell you there. It does speak about it in a way that that's only one that you get away with not spotting it, doesn't it? Does it not say it there? Recon mission is the only way that you can identify something without actually having it spotted. It does say it there, but as usual, I'm not finding it. But yeah, it's in the designer's notes there. As you can see, intel markers may be identified once there is a clear line of sight between the player platoons and the marker, or by performing a recon mission. The latter is the only way to identify a non-spotted intel marker. That's what we're going to do, okay? And it's a foot infantry platoon with at least 2 steps and 5 movement points, so it's allowed to do it. Yeah, we just roll a dice here, don't we? And there's a little chart to look at. Yeah, so there. This one here, isn't it? So you can see recon mission failure. We are, in fact, we don't even need to roll a dice, do we? No, no, we don't. Yeah, he's 3 hexes away. See, that makes me wonder a bit. Look, this goes up to 11 plus hexes, but then that could be, I was a little unsure about the movement. Does that have to be within 5 hexes for it to be able to do this? It was a bit of confusion because it says regardless of their movement type or something, didn't it? Something like that was kind of throwing me a bit, but okay, I don't actually need to roll dice here because we're 3 to 4 hexes away, so I cannot fail that. Okay, so we do that. That is going to finish him though, so he's going to be finished. And then we're going to have identified this infantry. Right, so we're still not finished moving our captain though, but that's that done. So we're now going to go through the procedure, finding out what that is again. Right, so something tells me we just flip this over to start with. Yeah, replacement procedure, here we are. Page 19. So after successful identification, follow this procedure to convert an intel marker into a real AI company. Flip the intel marker. Let's do that. Right, we've got something this time then. So last time was a no event. So this says this is a replacement or something. So, right, so it's greater than or equal to 8 is going to replace an infantry B. So what was that? That was an infantry A, wasn't it? Yeah. And so this is a die roll modifier to this event, which says if the distance is greater than or equal to 5 hexes, it would be a +1 modifier to the die roll. If it was greater than or equal to 8 hexes, it'd be a +2. But we're spotting from there, so that's 1, 2, 3. So I don't think that die roll modifier is going to apply then. I'm going to have to look more into this one, I think. So hang on, that's one of the events. So it's a replacement with AI Force Type X. So it says the intel marker is replaced by the new specified type. This means that the AI forces are different than those the player side expected to find due to inaccurate intelligence reports. In this case, the replacement procedure goes on as explained in Chapter 8.3.2.2 and 8.3.2.3 without applying new events according to the new intel marker type. Right, hold on though. Is this only if this event? Yeah, I think we still need to roll greater than or equal to an 8 here for this to happen. There's no modifiers. So I think it tells you. It says, summing up, after the identification roll, flipping the marker and solving the event, the player will encounter one of the following situations. And it's number 3. There is an AI company in the expected position but of a different type. That's a replacement event. Okay, yeah, so right, my take on that is we're going to roll the D10. If we get an 8 or greater, this is going to happen. If it's not, the event's not going to trigger and we're just going to replace it as an infantry A. Yeah, that sounds right. So D10. Let's say the modifiers don't apply, so here we go. Roll the 5. Right, so that's not going to happen. The event did not trigger. And it says that the following events may take place when intel marker is identified if the result of the modified event check die roll matches with the results range shown at the top of the intel marker's back. And these are the modifiers, but yeah, we're only 3 hexes away, so none of them applied. Yeah, okay. So that's the event's not going to trigger, and we're just going to do an infantry A replacement. Good stuff. Right. So now we've done the event with the same die roll. Well, actually, yeah. What did we roll? We rolled a 5. Yeah. Randomly select a suitable AI officer by using the game 1 or game 2 charts. Yeah. Okay, so that's this chart. So we rolled a 5. It does say we keep that die roll, so that's fine. Stuff about. Right, so we're in here again on infantry A, looking for the 5 die roll. So infantry A, there's a 5. So this time it's going to be more straightforward. Infantry A, 5. Well, it's going to be some of these Panzer Grenadier things and a machine gun. It says motorized there as well. Okay, so 5. Yeah, it's this and this. So we want motorized Panzer A, B, C, D, and remember the E and F we are not going to have because we didn't have the Kickstarter stuff. Which again, nobody replied to that, but I can only assume that's what was what. Right, so I need to hunt through my officers again and find. However, I should look at the. Where is that? The whatever they call it. That's headquarters thing. So I'll look at that. What am I looking for? Motorized. Yeah, I can see. I'm looking for an A, B, and a C, and a D. That's them there then. Is that not then? They are. Brucker, Kalb, Cock and Hartneck. So A, B, C, D, I think. Well, hang on. These are heavy weapons. It does say moat though. Yeah, because none of these have the letters on it. Oh, there's moat up there as well though. There's A, B, C, D there as well, Grant. Yeah, and they're infantry. Yeah, it's got to be these ones. A, B, C, D. Yeah, because they are infantry. It was an infantry counter, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. So I'm looking for the 4 guys, and they're going to go in a cup, and we're going to pick one of them randomly. I've just come across this guy, and we rolled the 5 in here. So motorised PZ, it says motorised there. Like, this guy's motorised Panzer Grenadier officer. So that looks like that might be one of them. He's an F. Lieutenant Otto, but I can't find him anywhere. I can't find him. I've scoured right through all of them. I'm on the right side. Yes, they're Axis, yeah. I've looked through every one of them, and Lieutenant Otto is not there. He's an F, so... Work. He must be in here. He's not marked. He's not red, so he's not a replacement one. Oh, this is frustrating. And I'm going to have to organise these counters better, because this is like... It's a nightmare trying to find these. I can't find him at all. On the other side, that's the US ones, isn't it? Yeah. So he's not here. If he is, I've skipped by him about 3 times. I've looked over it about 3 times. This is so hard to work out. I mean, that says motorised Panzer Grenadier officer. I've got heavy weapons motorised Panzer Grenadier, so I thought that at first, but then no, it's no mention of heavy weapons. The only one on this side that I can see is motorised Panzer Grenadier. That's a platoon type. And then it's got 6-2 Panzer Grenadier. It's got A, B, C, D, and then it's got EF in red. I mean, this guy's an F. And I didn't think I had the Kickstarter stuff, but that's suggesting that the F is a Kickstarter one. So, I'm kind of lost here. Okay, I found another one. Here's another motorised Panzer Grenadier officer, right? Is that the same? So that was the same wording. And this one is Hauptmann. Was it Hauptmann we said? Hauptmann Radek. That's that guy there. And he's shown under infantry. These are the ones that I thought it would be. These are A, B, C, D. But this guy's an F. Maybe I do have the Kickstarter stuff then. Because remember, I got this. I bought this game. I bought this second hand. It was the solo game that I bought new. So that's motorised Panzer Grenadier. It's nothing to do with heavy weapons. So yeah, you've got to kind of think that was this motorised Panzer Grenadier 6-2. Well, I need to go and look at the units, but that's suggesting that there's 5 officers. E and F is the ones that are meant to be Kickstarter. If we look across there, it did have AAF, didn't it? Well, it looks like I've got that guy, because he's not even on the thing, and he's an F, and yet. So that must mean I'm going to see if I've got the units as well then. This is getting messy, isn't it? Well, there you go. I do have these extra ones, because there's the 4 motorised Panzer Grenadier officers, A, B, C, and D. And there's E&F. And they've not got a slot on this thing. And they're still motorised Panzer Grenadier. They're shown in brackets on that chart. They're shown in red on the old Order of Battle stuff, which suggests I do have them. What was the other one we were trying to find? It was it was Panzer Grenadier. Oh, what was it again? That was the last one we checked, wasn't it? It was mechanised Panzer, and I could only find the two of them. So I'm going to go and look for them now as well. Okay, it turns out I do have them then, after all. I clearly didn't look fully. There were the mechanised Panzer ones, A and B, that we looked at for the last... A and B got put in the cup, and because I didn't think we had C and D, well, here they are here. And again, they're not on this chart, but these are mechanised Panzer Grenadier officers. So I could have hunted them down. 4 of them should have went in the cup. I'm not going to go back and mess with that now, but we do know that we've more than likely got all these. It's just means some of them aren't even on this though as well, so you can't even use this to put them all on, because this one, E and F, don't have a place to go. Alright then, okay. Well, we've got A, B, C, D, E, F. We've got all 6 of them, so I'm going to randomise these 6 in the cup. Right, so here we go. Shuffle. Right, we're getting this guy. Right, we've got B. Got a range of 2, so 1 looks alright. So that's here, isn't it? Motorised Panzer Grenadier. So we got B, so the rest of these go back. Well, like I say, some of them can't even go on that chart, the headquarters thing. So I'm just putting them back in my wee baggie, but I think for the future we need some... I could probably align them all out on their back so you can see what they all are. But we do only have 1 intel marker, but for sure if I do carry on with another scenario, I think I'll be making some better way of laying them out so we can go through that. I dare say I pause the camera, but it's time consuming that. I don't know how you can make it easier though, there's that many of them. Right, we've got this guy. So he's our officer, and we need to go with that. We need 3 Panzer Grenadiers and 1 MG42 that's a 4.3. And that says motorised, so I don't know if it'll say on the actual, if it's anything to do with the MG42 that'll say it's motorised. So let me go and hunt these down as well. Remember, they're from Bravo Company, so... I think I can see the motorised part. There's one there, the machine gun, it says MG42, but it says Panzer Grenadier, and on the back it's got the in transit, whereas compared to this one here, that's just an MG42, obviously just has a reduced side in the back. So my guess is I'm looking for that, however that's Foxtrot. So I need, what did I need? Bravo. So let me hunt some more. Okay, got them, I think. So that's in Panzer Grenadier MG42. It's a 4.3, and it says motorised. And I turn him over, and he's got his own transit. So there we go. Right, so that's that, and we need 3 Panzer Grenadiers now from Bravo Company. Right, I found 2 different versions. So these, I mean, I'm guessing it's going to be these, because these are red. These are in the red, so that doesn't link up with that. So these are large groups. They've got 7 firepower, and on the back they've got the SD KFZ thing. So my guess is it's not these guys. These are the ones that we probably want. We've got the 6 firepower, and they're just showing motor Panzer Grenadier. I mean, it does say motorised in there. So, pretty sure it's going to be these guys. I was wondering if I could see where these... well, actually, see the one next door to that? That says that says motorised, that says mechanised. I don't know, but I mean, these don't reference the mechanised bit. This one... Well, that one's got the SDKFZ as well. that kind of like looks like that links with these then. So maybe that's the wrong machine gun I've got. A bit, I don't know. Airborne weapon. Yeah, I think that must be these. I think that these must be this, but there's nothing to say. I mean, this has got 7 firepower. Where does it tell you? Well, it tells you it's a mechanized Panzer. But that was that one there as well. That's them there. That's without the machine gun though. Kind of confused by that. Let me see if I can find another machine gun then. Right, I found one other Panzer Grenadier MG42 with a 4. I'll tell you what, that's got a black fire. No, that's movement, isn't it? That's our movement. Why is that in a black box? That's the same as them. And I'll tell you what, it does look like that's linked with that, because when we flip that, that's red. It's got the SDKFZ. And look at this, when we flip this one, it's just got the Opel Blitz. Yeah, that's matching with these. Right, okay. Okay, so my guess is that these are the Panzer Grenadier motorised, and these must be the mechanised. But, I mean, come on, we could do a lot more help than that. unless it's there, I'm just not finding it. That's a bit tricky to work all that out, isn't it? I mean, I've had the camera paused there for quite some time trying to find these things. So, okay, well, we've got it now. So we've got an officer, we've got 3 Panzer Grenadier platoons, and then the machine gun Panzer Grenadier platoon as well. Motorised. Right, good stuff. Okay. Right, so deploying these, yeah, I was making a bit of too much of a fuss about deploying these the last time, I think. So 2 of them go together. There's a machine gun, the other one goes with a machine gun. So, well, that's it. Oh, actually, one of them does have a red. This one does have a red assault. So I'll put him being the primary one along with one of the others. And we'll put them in the actual hex. And then the officer also goes in there. The officer's got a range of 2, but the other ones get placed adjacent. So we've got the machine gun and another platoon to go adjacent. So it can either go here, 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 or here. It won't be able to go in there. So I have to take that infantry A marker out. Did I just chuck that back in the thing? I think it did. There we go. Right. So it goes. Place. Yeah, the remaining platoons will be deployed in adjacent hexes to the first group that comply with these conditions. The hex is within officer command range, with a divisor value of at least 3 against any fire factor type applicable to that platoon, and there is no line of sight to any player platoons. Is this isn't a building, is it not? It is. So is it not just straight up right behind, maybe? This is in line of... Yeah, it is. These are... I mean, these are finished, but I still think you've got to take that into consideration when you're placing these. Doesn't quite make it clear, but... So, I don't think... I think that's going to be a line of sight. I'll need to get my little... laser thing there, but that goes right through the spine. I think you could see from there to there, and certainly from there to there, certainly from there to there. Here, I'm not so sure about, and these are both got a divisor value of 3, haven't they? Which is what it's wanting, at least 3. So between that and that, though, it does that have line of sight? It won't have. It's going to cross that hex a bit. Yeah, so it won't have line of sight on there. So I guess we do have 2 options. If there's more than one, choose the one located furthest away from any player platoons. If there's still more than one choice, choose randomly. Well, hang on. No, there's 4 different priorities. One that's no line of sight, one that's got a clear line of sight to them, which is a little strange, but I can see, yeah, I mean, if it's not got any line of sight, then you want to be able to fire at them, so I suppose. The other one, no line of sight, and the last one is furthest possible. But then it does say, when there is more than one option available, choose the one located furthest away from any player platoons, then choose randomly. So, 1, 2... Well, is that not going to be further away, isn't it? 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3... Yeah, it is actually. This hex is going to be further away. Hang on. Right, okay, I'm being summoned, so... well, I said I can probably get 10 or 15 more minutes out of this. Well, let's try and... yeah, I'm at 50 minutes, I just realised. Well. Okay, so I think that's where he's going to go there. Did we say that? Because it's slightly further away and there's no line of sight. He cannot see that. He cannot see that. No. So I'm gonna go with that. Right, so that was that guy finished. I think we marked him already, isn't it? He was the one that done the spotting, the identification. Well, I did want to... I want to move something into reaction range and see what happens. There's going to be new stuff and I'm worried it's going to take up too much of the time. I'm assuming they can't react to like officers moving into... Because this officer, I mean, I'd probably want to move this guy into here. Or, well, maybe depending on where these go. I mean, an officer can be fired upon in a head. Yeah, maybe it can. Maybe they can react to that. Can they react to an officer moving? I don't think you can react to officers moving, but an officer can move with a platoon. It only talks about platoons here. I'm not really seeing it. And then it does say it hits an officer. If an officer is alone in a hex, he's eliminated if an enemy platoon fires on the officer and achieves at least one hit. Does that not maybe tell you that they can react against an officer moving alone then, Grant? Once the opponent has announced an activation, a player may activate any of his platoons marked with a reaction and fire upon the activated enemy platoons that move, except for routed movement. And it also talks, if they're not marked with a reaction, they can do it the same as well, but they get half their firepower. Right, yeah, I don't think it can happen, but maybe I shouldn't sort of take any risks with that. Well, yeah, you're going to have to... Well, let's move this... You know what? I want to move this machine gun. Let's just... to find out what happens here, right? So I think I'm going to move it to the same place. So I move it there for 1. There can't be any reaction. There for another 1.5, right? And then that's now when we need to wait. So I've spent 2.5 movement, and this guy, I don't think this, I think that's crossing that. But these 2, so they've got a firepower of 12, but remember it'd be halved because they're not marked for reaction. And there's going to be a +1 for the fire going through 1 or 2 field hexes. However, they could react, but I need to now check the rules, the solo rules, to see if they're going to. So where is all that, Grant? Right, so we've got reaction. That's on page 8 of the solo rules, so I'm assuming it must be on here. You may react against an activated AI company just like in two-player games, but you can't react against an activated intel marker because it needs to be identified first. This was our reason about trying to identify that, because you can't really do nothing with it. In a similar way, AI forces may react during the player side activation phase regardless if that AI force has a reaction marker or not. So starting with AI forces with a reaction marker, you check. Well, none of them have that. So yeah, I think we're just going to go through this priority list, but you can see this is an AI force with a reaction marker, right? So we're not looking at any of that. So we want to look here, and it says here, except for those suffering an assault, since they must be reserved for final defense fire during the assault procedure. That's not happening. AI forces without a reaction marker will react in the following conditions. When the AI side is in defensive mode, which is resistance greater than 0, well, that's not the case. It's an offensive, isn't it? Yeah, it's got offensive 4, rush 4. When the AI side is in offensive mode, rush greater than 0, if there are no other non-routed player platoons or companies remaining to be activated when 3 hexes, roll 1d10 with a roll. See, again, well, maybe it's on a chart again, because I think that's going to be saying greater than or equal to, maybe, again. That's kind of poor, isn't it? Right, here we go. Well, I found the chart, so hopefully this has got it. With reaction markers, no. Without reaction markers, there you go. See, it is greater than or equal to 7, isn't it? So in defensive, that's not the case. In offensive, if there are no other non-routed player platoons or companies remaining to be activated when 3 hexes, roll 1d10 with a roll greater than or equal to 7. The AI forces react. Okay, notes though. Reaction takes place at the hex with the highest AIFF. See, actually I'm forgetting there. The problem there is they've only got a range of 2. So they're not only half in their fire because of not marked reaction, they're quarter in their fire. So that's why it's not going to do it there, because he could move another hex, which is what I'm planning to do. But how do you decide that one though? Well, hold on. First of all, it says if there are no other routed, if there are no other non-routed player platoons or companies remaining to be activated within 3 hexes. 1, 2, well, to be honest, there's not. We've got the officer here. I mean, it says within 3 hexes. Oh, hold on. This can react as well, Grant. But 1, 2, 3. That's not going to end within 3 either. What's the rest of these notes talking about? Looks a bit. Assign an activity level marker to the reacting AI force, except if it is an out of command platoon and there are intel markers or AI companies available for activation. Assign the first activity. Oh, sorry, I'm thinking the wrong thing there. Assign an activity level marker to the reacting AI force. Okay. Oh, yeah. Hey, hang on here. Is that not something else no, because we've got more platoons. No, there's still the only 2 companies, there's still the only 2 companies and an intel marker, Grant, so you still only need 3 of these. But I think that's what's saying is if we do react, it's going to get one of these high activity level markers here right away. Yeah. Place a finish marker on reacting forces except for those with high activity level markers that will perform they're going to perform a morale check and maybe have another activation. I see. According to the above requirements, take reaction rolls as needed until an AI force reacts or there are no AI forces available to react. AI platoons react to your missions. RFF may not be used for reaction. It does say reaction takes place at the hex with the highest AIFF and the lowest divisor value. But, I suppose, I'm playing the game, so I know what I'm going to do. I'd rather not be doing that, but we know we've got 1.5 movement points left, and we want it to end in here. And right now, he's going to only fire with 6, 12, half to 6, half to get into 3. He's only going to have 3 firepower. But if we wait to get to there, he's going to have 6 firepower. Well, actually, hang on. Can't these react as well? Can you react as a fire group? I think I'm going to say no to that. The description of fire groups: it is possible to combine platoons into groups, adding their fire factors for an attack of the same type. Platoons may only form a fire group if they belong to a single company. Oh, actually, that's a different company anyway, isn't it, Grant? No, it's not. No, it's not. Hold on. Are these both Bs? They are. No, that's just unfortunate. But they are different companies. But I would think if they were, if just say these were here as well, part of the same company, I don't think they would be able to. It says platoons may only form a fire group if they belong to a single company, are adjacent, and are also in command. I don't know. I think if these were adjacent and probably had the option, I think you would need to pick either or to react to the movement, I think. But anyway, these two can't for sure join because they're different companies. We're going to need to watch the fact that they're both Bs, but I wonder if I blundered. I wonder if I should have removed the B. I bet I should have done. I don't think I should have included the B officer. Well, okay, I'll stick with it. I'll just need to make sure that I don't get them mixed up. I mean, these are Panzer Grenadiers. These are airborne infantry, aren't they? So, but maybe I should have removed the B, and then that would have caused that less confusion. I don't know if you're meant to do that or not. I did talk about when in the example it removes some because they were already in play, but I mean this officer wasn't in play clearly, but. Okay. Let's get this wrapped up. Let's move this to here, and then it's going to be finished, right? But when we move that to there, they're going to react because there's nothing left to move within 3. We've still got this guy back here, fair enough, and we've still got the officer to move. They're going to react, right? So they've got a firepower of 12. They've not a reaction marker on it, so the firepower is 6. So, yeah, they're going to do this. So let's just... I know I'm maybe going to start rushing this because I need to get away, but I wanted to complete another part at least. I was hoping I might get back later, but I get the feeling that might not happen. So, so they're going to react. Now they're firing. We've got to remember they're firing into. Well, what's our divisor? Our divisor's 3, isn't it? Yeah, and they're firing through one of the rough hexes. So they're gonna. There's a +1. There'll be a modifier to that as well. Now hold on. Is he the? No, he's not got the red firepower. So he's not got the automatic stuff. He's got 6. So he's got a firepower of 6. It's not a double time target. Oh, it was a moving target though. Yeah. Moving target / foot target in wood hex. I'm assuming the art bit is only to do with the foot target. Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. They would get a benefit to attacking one a moving target. So I got a -1 for that. They've not got the automatic fire. That's going to apply because it's passing through one level 05 hex. Only AP, but it is AP fire. So that's a +1. So that negates that -1. Sorry, maybe I should have zoomed in a little bit. And then target Chris 6 or more infantry steps in the hex. That doesn't apply. There's only 3 steps. Right, hang on, no Grant. Yeah, that's it. The modifiers are going to be 0. Yeah, I'm just wondering. This guy could have reacted as well, couldn't he? But then he's only 1 unit. So surely this has got a strength of 6, whereas this would only have a strength of 3. So that's got 6 against that. So to be honest, he's going to have to get real lucky, isn't he? And roll like we did. So it's 2d6, isn't it? No, he's no modifiers either though. He's no modifiers. So he's rolling this. We had a -2. He's not got a -2. And remember, oh, hold on though. Our divisor's only 3, so he only needs a result 7. Yuck. Because he was in built up, wasn't he? Which is a +5. Right then. So let's see what we get. It's 2d6 this one. Yeah, it is. Oh, there we go. That's nice. That's nice for us anyway. So 11 no modifiers. It's the way down here on the 6 column. It's a whole lot of nothing. Right. So that's a nothing. Now, he doesn't get marked finished. He gets marked with that. And now he can... Oh no, hold on. Does he do this now then? Right, hang on. Yeah, it says assign an activity level marker to the reacting AI force, except if it is an out-of-command platoon and there are intel markers of the AI companies available for activation. Well, it wasn't out-of-command. Assign the first activity level marker in the usual order high, medium, low. Place a finish marker on reacting forces, except for those with high activity level markers, that will perform a morale check for the second activation. So do I do that? I must have to do that now then. Okay. So that means he could react again then, couldn't he? I think, yeah. Well, if he passes the... Well, let's do it then. Let's do the roll. His morale is 7. No, what are we rolling for here? That's the officer, isn't it? I just wonder, again, about this +1. When does that come in at? Right, I think it's just the 7 roll just now. I'm gonna just do that because I do need to move things along. I do want to get another part done. So this is a D10, is it? No, it's not. It's 2d6. It's grand. So it's a 7 or less. I'm just wondering. No, he doesn't get the +1 for this. I don't think. Grand. 7 or less. Right, he's rolled 7. So that's spot on. So he has succeeded with that. So he's going to get, where are they? A 2 action marker on that. I think I'm just going to lay it at the side actually. Because it's a big marker. Right, and then right, so he can now react again, can't he? 1, 2.5, 3.5, 4. I can't get. Well, hang on. 1, 2, 3. If I end there though, they can react to that, can't they? Ugh. No, I think I'm going to bring this guy down into here as well. 1, 2. I'm going to put him in here as well and mark him finished. So they're going to have the chance to react again, I think. And it's going to be the same guy because he's got the better chance of making it happen. Now we do have 6 steps in the hex, so Grant, you got to remember that one. I just wonder if it'd been better. I had planned to put that guy in there though. Yeah, let's not put him in there. Let's put him in here instead. The good thing about that is he's got better terrain in there as well. It's still going to be 6 steps, so there is going to be a -1 for him this time. But this is a 5 divisor, so he's going to react again. I mean, this guy could, but again, he's only going to have 3 strength, whereas this guy's got 6 strength. So he's going to react again. This time with a -1. Yeah, let's just do this. I can watch it back and hopefully spot my mistakes. Right, here we go. There's a big roll again. Well, that's good then, because that means we're not going to get hit, I don't think. So 10 -1. And I'm pretty sure it was only -1. Let me just glance at that again. Modifiers. Oh, we were moving. Yeah, but we were moving. And what was the +1 they were getting? Oh, no, they wouldn't be in a +1. So it was a -2 to that then. The one for moving and the one for 6 or more steps. So there's a -2 to that 10 roll. It takes it down to 8. However, they still only had 6 strength. And you can see there, an 8 is just missing. Well, actually, no, he needed to get that, didn't he? He needed to get 5 because we were in built up area now as well. So he did react though, he tried that. So I think now this comes away because he's now had his 2 actions and he's marked finished, I want to say. Now, well, that's just the guys underneath, isn't it, Grant? So they're marked finished because they've had an attack. But I suppose, I mean, the officer and that's still up and running, eh? Right, and then I want to move him in here as well, and I'm just not awfully sure about them reacting to that, but I don't think so. It seems to be just platoons that they can react to, but could I have moved him at the same time? Maybe, I don't know. Right, why is this? Oh no, I must have done that. That's all Echo Company, that's fine. Right, okay. I think I'll leave it at that. I know I kind of rushed at the end there just to get that finished. So maybe when I look back and I'm seeing some things that went wrong, but there's some fiddly bits in there though as well that I'm not sure about as well. Some of the things that happened there regarding reaction and whatnot. Okay, I'll leave that for now. That's another part in at least, and probably not get back to another part tonight, but hopefully get another part or 2 tomorrow if I get a bit more time for that. So fingers crossed. Okay, I'll be back later. Cheers.